Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Rudabeh Shabazi. Joe has the night off. I want to start tonight with a simple question. When you think of Afghanistan, what comes to mind? You probably think of women behind burqas, terrorists, the Taliban, a far-off land where our troops are fighting and dying. You probably think of America's longest war, one that stemmed from the terror attacks that changed and scarred America forever. You may think of bin Laden and his operatives who hid and trained in that country, who planned the mass murder of Americans around the world and radicalized thousands. And when you think of the Taliban today, you probably think of a group of militants who are once again claiming Afghanistan at lightning pace, freeing prisoners to join their army, asserting brutal rule that robs girls of their education and women of their freedom. You probably do not think of the U.S. funneling money and arms into Afghanistan to help the Mujahideen fight our enemy, the communists, when the Soviets invaded in 1979. When you think of the wars that followed September 11th, you may think of Iraq and the weapons of mass destruction that never materialized. You may not think of our ally, Saudi Arabia, where 15 of the 19 terrorists came from, where bin Laden inherited his fortune. You may not think of our ally Pakistan, where bin Laden hid in plain sight. When you think of Afghanistan, you may not think of the cradle of civilization, where Europe and Asia met along the Silk Road, where history has been passed for 1,000 years through poetry, where the first oil paintings were created. It's a land that's been invaded almost as long as it's existed, by the Persians, the Macedonians, the Arabs, the British, the Soviets, and the Americans. Today, more than 6,000 Americans have died in the war in Afghanistan, according to the Watson Institute at Brown University. Tens of thousands more have been wounded. More than 47,000 Afghan civilians have been killed in the violence, and $2.2 trillion taxpayer dollars have been spent. And now, the soul searching. What have we accomplished, and what are the consequences of leaving?